Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Kind of off the field stuff here, Tausch, but I don't know if you caught one of the comments that stood out to us. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur seemed to complain that too many Packers fans sold their tickets, and we had a lot of Lions fans at Lambeau Field the other night. Let me play it for you.
But all in all, I was really happy with our performance. I thought the fans that showed up brought great energy, and the fans that sold their tickets to all those Lions fans got to be better.
Got to be better. He doesn't want so many visiting fans in the crowd at Lambeau Field. Without regard for how you feel about that, I have complained that I think our head coach, whom I love, spends a little bit too much time worrying about some of these ancillary details, Tausch. I mean, like when we're doing the wave and when we're not.
Yeah, so I think you're probably not going to be shocked, but head football coaches have their hands in everything, and anything that they deem will help win or lose football games that are controllable, I think that they are going to voice their opinion about. Do I think Matt LaFleur is spending a ton of time this week with the ticket office and trying to figure out different ways to keep? No, I don't.
How's the gate look?
Yeah, his gate looking good. How many Commanders fans have bought tickets? He's breaking down, StubHub and all these different sites to see who's coming where and what the ticket prices are. But I do think when he talked about the wave, and obviously Aaron Rodgers was a very strong. He had very high concerns about the wave because when you're at home, there's a reason there's a home field advantage, and it is a big advantage. I can tell you from, just from my perspective, when you don't have to worry about snap counts, you can just go out and play, and the opposing team has to. That is a big advantage. If it's one or two plays, we all know how an NFL game swings on one or two plays. So I think Matt LaFleur wants to set a tone because he feels like this could be a special season. And I think that we've seen this now the last 3 seasons when you see the Detroit Lions come up to Green Bay. There was a lot of Honolulu blue in the crowd. There was a lot of fans walking by our set and over at the Tundra Trio. Now their heads were dejected, and it was awesome to see, and thank you for your money. But from Matt's perspective, I get the fact he wants this place loud and as raucous as he can. And I don't have a problem with him saying that.
But Tausch, I think we have the answer. You know how you get more Packer fans in the stands? You don't charge an arm and a leg for every ticket. These things are super expensive. If you go to a game, you basically need a second mortgage. Maybe the ticket shouldn't be so cost effective, and then maybe more green and gold will be in every game.
Yeah, I do not have – listen, I am not on LaFleur's side on telling fans that they can or cannot sell their tickets. I know they put a little embargo on. If you sell every one of your season tickets, you lose your season tickets.
I think that's appropriate.
So is it okay for fans to try and find ways to finance the rest of their season? Absolutely it is. It's just like it's fine if the Packers need to shed salary cap space and cut somebody in order to bring Micah Parsons in.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet Kenny Clark's family was probably like, I would have loved to have played in Green Bay this year. That's just not how this whole thing goes. There's a give and a take on all this stuff. So now when you start getting into the playoffs and some of the other things, I understand that. But, yeah, Erik, your idea is something. It's not going to happen. I don't think businesses look at it and say, you know what, let's cut it. But now what you have started seeing more of across the NFL is concession prices. The Falcons did a big thing. There's a couple of other teams that have went and done this where they've tried to make it a lot more affordable for families to eat a hot dog and fries, and kind of like what Costco does. They try to bring down that, have one little section where everybody can eat at a more affordable price. And I think, I'm not going to tell the Packers how to run their business. They are a billion-dollar operation. But some NFL teams that don't have the rabid fan support that Green Bay has have had to go down that road.
How much were those beers we bought? We bought 2 beers.
The King can was like $15.
Yeah, $15.
And that was before the game.
Go to a concert.
Yeah, right.
Hey, that's a deal. Like if you're getting it for $50. And by the way, I was at an airport waiting, me and my buddy, when we were flying up to Michigan a couple weeks ago, and you get a couple beers at an airport, and all of a sudden, you throw a 20 out there, and they kind of snicker at you like, that's not covering 2 beers.
Here's your Bowl-a-thon pick for next year. Packers lower ticket prices. That'll get him an invite back.
I got a hunch that's not going to happen.
7:58. Thanks, Tausch. On Wisconsin's Morning News.